Do you want even more unique, funny business content? If so, make sure you guys are following us on TikTok. We post some awesome highlights from our episodes on there, and even some of our crazy moments from Fortnite, Rocket League, and other video games. And you never know what kind of TikTok trends we're going to try out when we are together in person. Be sure to search Funny Business EN on TikTok and drop a follow. Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Happy Friday, happy whatever day it is you're listening to. I hope everyone had a happy 4th of July. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later. But Mike, I just want to say, this past weekend, I am thankful for 3 things. Thankful for friends, thankful for water, and thankful for Tylenol.
I'm happy you reflected this past holiday weekend as far as what you were thankful for, Matt. I'd like to say the same, but I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about that later on in the show today. But I'm happy you're still surviving. Matt, it seems though like we're usually pretty on the pulse with each other. Like we usually talk to each other during the weekend or whatnot. You were popular, man. Let's put it that way. You were pretty popular, and then I decided to go into the middle of nowhere and head in the back of the woods for my kind of escape. But Matt, why don't you just tell the lovely people, what were some exciting things that happened to you during your holiday weekend?
Sure. So this past Friday, a week ago, I had a wedding. So Thursday, actually, we saw each other.
I was gonna say, let's break the ice with this important thing first. So
we saw each other. Mike was gracious enough to share some of his delicious IPAs. I have been showing everybody the gummy bear one because that was just phenomenal. So we saw each other Thursday, and then Friday was the actual wedding. Very nice. They actually were able to have it outside. They had like a 2-hour window beforehand where they had to like make the call if it was going to be outside or inside due to rain. Luckily, the rain held off for the ceremony, and reception was fantastic. Open bar, fantastic.
Wow.
One funny story I do have from the wedding. So there's 2 things we couldn't at the wedding, or the people couldn't do because of COVID. Couldn't do shots because they didn't have enough paper cups, which was fine. Like whatever, that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And we had plastic silverware and plastic plates just to like conserve like washing and stuff. What is funny, it was a buffet style dinner. So I went up for the buffet and my plate snapped in half. Not completely snapped in half, but
enough where it caved.
Correct. So then luckily the buffet was very close to our table. Like we were right next to it. So I had to carry my full plate of food with 2 hands under the plate, and I made it, and the food was great. But that was just a funny thing that happened.
So you're either very fat or that plate just does not have the stability for it.
No, I broke it. So it was funny. I was actually got up from the table walking, and I was kind of like holding it and like playing with it a little bit. I was like, this won't snap. Bam, it snapped in half. I was like, shit. But that was fun. The casino. Maybe I'll save that for the end of the show.
Let's go for it. Actually, can I ask you how was your party situation? I guess let's phrase it that way.
Okay, I'll save that part for the end of the show.
Okay.
I'll say this. Craps is the most confusing game I've ever played in my life.
Oh no.
So
you went to a table.
Here's what happened.
No.
So one of my friend's boyfriends was there. He's like, "Hey, did you ever play craps?" I was like, "Not really, but like it seems fun." He's like, "Come on, I'll teach you." Well, I wasn't in the right headspace to try to learn a new game. Yeah, it was a little fuzzy. So I lost $40 in 5 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
I couldn't tell you how to play craps. But other people were having fun.
I mean, you were able to financially recover from that, so I don't think that was too bad. Once you said you hit a table, I was like, oh no, Matt hit a table. Oh no, he's never gonna financially recover from this.
Yeah, I just did 40 and called it a night because I didn't want to go too far deep in, you know?
Smart man.
Then Saturday, we all had breakfast together, the whole friend group, and hung out with some more friends in Jersey over the weekend, and came home Sunday and back to work on Monday. So it was a fun weekend, a much needed weekend, and yeah, it was a good 4th of July.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I saw all the snaps and the instas of how fun that weekend was for you. So I'm happy you had a little bit of time. I know, Matt, you haven't had a day off lately, so it's probably nice just to kind of see your friends, but also, you know, not just hang out at a house like you were doing stuff. And, you know, now that kind of COVID is kind of we're reaching at the end of the tunnel, hopefully, crossing our fingers, that there was some activities that you were able to be involved with, like going to the casino, like going to a wedding, hanging out with all of your friends. It's kind of much more appropriate now that situation's coming to fruition as far as being able to be together.
Especially since, sorry, my eyes haven't freaked out.
That's okay.
Especially since the wedding was supposed to be last year in 2020.
Right.
It was actually going to be a Disney cruise wedding, so it was a little bit change pace. So it was nice to finally get together, celebrate the happy couple, see some friends, have some fun, have a few drinks responsibly, gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a gambling problem. Not an ad, but it was just a great weekend. But I know it looks like you had a good weekend too.
Yeah, it was very chill. I think for those who know, it's weird living in the area that I currently live in and then going back to my parents. I think the first thing that you notice when I go up to my parents is that your ears are kind of like adjust. It's like when we turn the dials on our volumes for, you know, our podcasting and all that, like your ears just adjust and you hear nothing. Like it is so quiet. And that's kind of like the, oh my gosh, it's home type of deal. Of course, I got to see my little pupper dupper Charlie, Chuck.
The good boy.
Oh my God. What a hoot. He's so funny. You know, I actually, Friday night, I got to see my old high school mentor. So I got to see his kids who are growing up very fast, too fast enough for me to say I'm getting older. It was funny. We were at dinner and, you know, Sean, my mentor, was talking to me and his wife, Becky, was there. And I looked at Logan, who is one of the sons, and then Tyler was the other one. Tyler's the older one. Logan's the younger one. And I looked at him and I stuck my tongue out. Just like a quick, like, you know, just so he's paying attention. He sticks his tongue out. His mom goes, Logan, that's not nice. Immediately goes, well, Mike did it first.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, I was like, oh my God, Logan. Like,
threw you right under the bus.
So he threw me completely under the bus, but he knew he was getting in trouble, so he threw me under the bus. That way he didn't get in trouble, which was cute. It was really nice to see them, and it was nice to see my family too. We had our neighbor Steve host a really nice fireworks celebration, so we kind of stayed late for 4th of July up at the parents', and then we kind of traveled back, and I had Jenna with me that whole weekend, so that was really nice.
How many Steves do you know?
A lot of Steves.
Steves like it.
Enough Steves to make a basketball team and then have a few substitutions in mind there. Yeah, so I mean, it was good. I mean, it's not, you know, it was eventful, meaning that, you know, there was some family time and was able to have a couple brews, you know, very nice light Miller Lights, and you know, just be able to ride, hang out with the dog. Went to a farmer's market, which was nice. But yeah, it was good. It was a really nice weekend to kind of just relax.
I think I think for someone like you who doesn't really get to see your family a lot, it's good to go back home. Like sometimes you're with Jenna's family, sometimes you're with Jenna, sometimes you're with your family. I feel like you do a really good job of rotating, if I will say. Like you do a good job of balancing, like when does, you know, you haven't seen your parents in a long time, you go up and see them. Or like haven't seen Jenna, you'll go see her. Or haven't seen her family, you'll go see her. Like you do a very good job of balancing your work life with your personal life, if I can say so.
Appreciate that. Well, I can't take all the credit in coordinating going up to my parents. Jenna actually texted the family and seeing if they were available. So Shout out to Jenna for coordinating it and being able to come up. So I was very happy about that.
Since we're on the topic 4th of July, can we talk about fireworks?
Yeah, no, I'm all game.
How do you feel about fireworks?
So my mom loved bringing up to me the other night, Sunday night, 4th of July, that I hated them as a kid. It was enough where I was screaming to tell my mom to hold on to my ears. And then on top of that, I was holding my mom's hands to make sure it didn't come off. I think they're cool. I'm on the fence. Like, I'm not like, yeah, fireworks, or like fireworks are stupid. Like, I'm right at the fence with them. I think the regular, like the commercial fireworks, I should say, the one that goes up in the air and booms, or terminology here with fireworks, explodes, ignites, or something like that. Comparison to like those small ones that just light a fire and it changes colors, like I think those are dumb. But the ones that go up in the air and explode, like I think those are cool, but it's not something where it's like I need to see fireworks on 4th of July in order for me to feel like I had a good 4th of July.
I agree. I'm probably somewhere in the middle too. I think there's too many fireworks this year. Like around my area, it was like way too many. Some of them were cool. Like, so my neighbor behind me, there's like a farmer behind me. He didn't have a lot of fireworks, but he shot off some big ones. Those were cool. And then people kind of across the street past the gas station near my house, we were able to see some of theirs. They had a ton and they were very nice. But the constant booming for 2 hours, I could do without. We saw people setting off fireworks at 5:00 at night. You can't see them. There's no point and they were like up in the sky fireworks, not like the little sparklers on the street.
Right.
Which, by the way, there were also just people setting them off in the middle of the street in Allentown, which was just insane. But like, at least wait till you can enjoy them at like 9:00, 9:30. Like, there's no point in setting off fireworks at 5:00 at night. That's just excessive.
Yeah, and on top of that too, I mean, you were saying like you had some in your area. My family lives around a bunch of camps. So all the kids that are at those camps, you want to celebrate 4th of July. So they had one camp that was setting off fireworks, and there was another camp, and then another camp. So like, you had that custom for it. I remember it was last weekend. So not the weekend of like 4th of July, it was the previous weekend. There's people setting off fireworks then. And I'm like, guys, no, like it's not the right time. Like, yeah, celebrate independence, but don't celebrate it the week before when we do it. Like,
I feel like they're very cool. Like what you said, when they're commercial, like
right.
If there's a festival, like everybody comes together to watch the fireworks. That's cool. I don't find the appeal of just like, oh, hey, let's set off some fireworks in the backyard tonight. Like, I don't think that's as fun because that's more dangerous. I'd rather have someone who knows what they're doing. And like the smell of sulfur in the air for like the hour after all the fireworks set off was so awful and annoying. That's one of the worst smells in the world. If you've never smelled it, you're lucky. But yeah, I think we could scale back on the fireworks going forward.
Yeah, I mean,
to a degree.
You can't. It's like this never-ending discussion. Like, literally, you have to put an ordinance on from your town in order for it to stop. But I think a little coordination would be great. Like, if everybody came together with their fireworks and set them off, like, I think that would be really cool. But, everybody takes accommodations and everybody wants to do their own thing, apparently, when it comes to parties. But yeah, I think it was a good weekend, successful weekend.
And think of the dogs.
Yeah, I was so worried. Like, I literally was leaving the house and I asked my mom, I said, is Charlie okay with this? And she's like, well, we've never seen him during 4th of July, so we don't know. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
Like, what are we doing? He seemed fine. I saw one video on TikTok of a dog being right up close to the fireworks and going off, and it looked like he was enjoying it. So I guess there's two, what do you call them? There's two different types of dogs. Those who absolutely love fireworks, then those who could not give a crap about it.
Oh, I had a firework thrown at me this past weekend.
What?
So it wasn't like an actual firework. It was like one of those smoke bomb things.
Oh.
So it lights up and smokes.
Yeah.
and someone was just being funny and like tried to toss it near us, but it actually came like right under my. I was sitting under a chair, right under it, and I didn't even flinch because I knew it was gonna explode. I just like lifted my legs up, so like my legs are like up here, and the fireworks just here like smoking off. That was kind of exciting.
Do you ever, have you ever thrown those poppers, like those small ones that look like they're white and have like an end on them, and you throw them on the ground and they pop?
Maybe like years ago, but I don't remember.
That was always when you got older, you wanted to throw them at each other.
We also had sparklers, and we were all doing, "Hi, my name's Matt, and you're watching Disney Channel." Like, that was kind of cool.
That's sparklers. I never a big fan of sparklers because during time in childhood I had a sparkler, and it actually one of the sparkles actually landed on my neck. It burned pretty bad. Yikes. I don't know if I have it anymore as far as like the burn anymore, but I didn't hold on the sparkler this 4th of July weekend, so
they're okay.
Yeah, they're fine. Well, Matt, I'm glad you and I both had a good 4th of July weekend, and I'm sure that everyone else did. But specifically, Matt, looking into the grilling, chilling with the grilling with the friends. Some people may have done takeout. Some people may have done some other things, maybe grabbing some good to-goes as they're traveling with their family. Matt, I know a couple weeks ago we talked about down in the dumps as far as you messing up your order. But Matt, would you be very aggressive and going back or somehow threatening KFC as far as you getting their order wrong?
I didn't do it at the time, so probably not.
Well, man, this man in Iowa attempted to get revenge on his local McDonald's after he was shafted out of sauce for his chicken McNuggets. Matt, you're a big fan of chicken nuggets, as we all know.
Yes.
What happened was he allegedly threatened to blow up the restaurant and punch an employee over missing condiments, which was according to the ABC affiliate WHO, or WHO. So the man got obviously upset. Investigators told the station that a 42-year-old suspect called the fast food chain after discovering his order was incorrect. The sauce craving suspect admitted to making the threats. So they allegedly turned into that. And yeah, Matt, I don't think it's proper to call them to threaten to blow up their establishment over some sauces.
So I have a few thoughts.
All right, I'm here.
One, eating chicken McNuggets without sauce does suck.
It does.
So I understand his pain. Two, I didn't know they had McDonald's in Iowa. So you learn something new every day. I kind of thought they just ate corn. My bad. Number three, I think we can both disavow bomb threats, or fake bomb threats, right?
Agreed.
Okay. However, this is pretty damn funny. This is funny. Like, come on. He called in a bomb threat because he didn't get sauce at the McDonald's. Like, that's objectively funny. We can all laugh at that.
It's to the point where you are going not over the edge, but like to the point where you're calling the establishment saying you forgot my sauces when, okay, granted, just a little side note here. Any restaurant, whether that's fast food or the 5-star, 2 Michelin star restaurants, they all have humans there. Like humans meaning employees that work. You're going to make a mistake from time to time. But here's the dumb thing. Why didn't you, going through the drive-thru, why didn't you take the bag, look inside the bag to make sure that it was because I do it all the time now. To make sure that your order's in there, the order that you ordered. And B, to make sure you have all the supplements that go along with the meal that you're about to have. Like that could have just diffused, no pun intended, the situation immediately.
Yeah, I feel like that's common sense. Like everybody does that, no? Like, there are actually people that don't look through their order. I mean, yes, mine got messed up at KFC, but I just saw the box and I was like, okay, right. I'm assuming it's in there. I saw the sauce. If all this guy had, you're right. All he had to do was take 2 seconds, look in the bag. Hey, did you throw sauce in here? No. What do you want? Boom. No bomb threat needed.
And it's not that it's a conveyor belt that constantly is moving those cars. Like, it's a drive-through. There's times when people are there for 5 minutes. There's people there for 2 minutes. There's people are there for 30 seconds. Whatever order you may, somewhere along those lines, again, it's over the top. It is funny.
Yeah.
But again, it's just a little over the top as far as chicken nuggets. Have you ever had to call, or your family had to call and complain a fast food restaurant?
Like actual fast food chain restaurant?
Like actual fast food chain.
I don't think so. Maybe something in a drive-thru, like if we looked in the bag, but like that's pretty much about it. I don't think so.
I actually have a horror / like ugly story.
Oh, I kind of remember this.
Right. I will keep the name of the place out of it. So we went through a drive. Actually, I wasn't even part of it. I was just part of the phone calls. So my mom and my brother went through a drive-through. My brother got a sandwich. Mom got a regular meal. Brother took a bite in the sandwich. The middle of the chicken was actually raw. Like, you saw pink. Like, it was going to Weis or the grocery store and picking up chicken or tenderloins or thighs or whatever the heck you wanted to buy. That pink. There was no excuse. And my mom called and everybody was laughing. Like, the person who was on the phone was laughing. So I was like, let me call corporate. So I called corporate and was like, look, I know there's no repercussions here. I said, but something should be looked at considering that you handed somebody raw food. And that's, anywhere you go, the Department of Agriculture or the Department of Food Safety, wherever that falls under, I think it's Department of Ag, maybe. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I haven't been in the food business long enough to remember. That's a big repercussion. Mm-hmm. And like, that's a possible closure of a restaurant. So corporate was like, we're sorry. Like, I hated that this happened. Like, we'll let the district manager know. So the district manager calls my mom and was like, well, what do you want? Like free coupons? Completely just goes over the subject of basically telling my parents and my brother that they were wrong. That wasn't raw chicken. And we had the photos to prove it. And it was like, oh, well, maybe you could have done it. No, there's no way you could turn a cooked chicken raw in that scenario. So it basically, it was squashed to that point, but I was a little pissed off with that. Like, to that point, you're serving a customer raw food that could potentially get them sick, even worse, even more potential, what do you call those, complications? So yeah, but I wouldn't call to threaten to bomb the McDonald's.
See, now I need to know who it was. Can you say it and bleep it out?
It's, how do I?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. I had to know.
Yeah, I mean, again, have I ever had a bad experience? Not really. I actually did have another bad experience today, so I wanted to get Dunkin'. Oh my God,
King.
yeah.
Go off.
Say
King.
what? I wanted to go to Dunkin' because I actually had a double recording today for a podcast. Podcast mic coming in hot. So I wanted some Dunkin'. I've been meaning to get Dunkin'. This is, not to feel bad for Matt, but this is my second Monday off because I actually took my personal day the previous week.
Yep, just rub it in.
It's okay. You'll get those days sometime, Matt. But I, wanted to go to Dunkin'. It was a walk-in order. No issue on the online mobile app. I tried going into the door. His door was locked. I was like, the frick? It just locked. And, all the times we're on time, like in service closed at 5, drive-through closed at 7. It was like 4 o'clock. Like, why is the door closed? So I went around the drive-through, picked it up. First world problems. But
literally,
again, it's not enough. I'm going through these scenarios in my mind, and it's just not enough where I can say, you know what? Let me call the McDonald's and let me threaten them. No, why? Why would you do that?
Right, like it's funny in the moment because like it's not an actual bomb threat, but in reality, this guy's kind of an asshole for calling it a bomb threat because he didn't get sauce. Now, I will say, does it depend what kind of sauce he was expecting? Like, if he did this for, like, honey mustard, over the top. If he did it for, like, I don't know, ranch hot sauce, it's a little more justifiable, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
No?
I don't know.
Okay.
Matt.
I'm just trying to come from his perspective.
Trying. But Matt, it's not the first time that someone has made a ridiculous threat like this. For instance, Matt, in January of 2019, a 23-year-old college student in Rennes, France, called in a fake bomb threat so he wouldn't have to see his parents.
Yikes. I think that's worse.
Yeah. I mean, we both interact with our parents every now and then, but not enough to call for a bomb threat.
Yeah, that's very over the top. I mean, bomb threats in general are just over the top. Like, that's not necessary. We don't need the bomb squad coming out. We don't need drug sniffing, bomb sniffing dogs. Just let them eat their treats and let them be.
Right. And then another one, Matt, in November of 2018, a New Orleans man accused of threatening to blow up a local restaurant told police he was referring to a bowel movement.
That's funny. Now that's funny. Yeah, that one. See, that one is okay because, like, I'm sure they didn't arrest him for that because he was just talking about the toilet.
Yeah. Do you ever see those SWAT, like, a streamer gets swatted?
What do you mean?
So what happens is somehow an individual from who's live streaming, like one of their individuals, a viewer, finds out where they live, and they actually call a SWAT team in, and they get swatted. So literally a SWAT team barges in and, like, has no context whatsoever, but, like, gets barged in. And everybody's like, get on the ground. And it's funny because some of those streamers literally be like, oh, I think I'm getting swatted. So they take off the headphones and they just start getting on the ground because they know that they got swatted. But then at the same time, it's like, whoever this is, I'm gonna ban them because
that's crazy. I never heard of that. Bomb threats can be scary. I had a few in middle school, actually.
Really?
Yeah, we had a stretch. We had, like, well, I at the time I may have been in, like, 4th grade, but we had, like, 2 in a week to our middle school and high school. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know.
People are weird, man.
Couldn't tell you. Yeah, people are weird.
People are so weird.
Yeah,
I can't even remember a bomb. Like, I don't think I had. I remember I experienced back in the 2016, not election, but just 2016, like, primary. Well, yeah, like, basically leading up to who's going to be the candidate for the 2016 election. And I was working at the news station, and I remember somebody calling saying that there was going to be a bomb at the arena at one of the candidates was visiting. And, like, the poor front desk lady was, like, almost crying and, like, freaking out, being like, what do I do? What do I do? Because it wasn't affecting us. It was possibly going to affect the arena that the candidate was being hosted in. And I just remember she was just so disheveled and, like, just so freaked out by it. Which, granted, it wasn't affecting her directly, but obviously she would feel the most guilt if she didn't do anything to act upon it. So police report, all that stuff. It was just like, wow. Like, I mean, yeah, everyone should treat them seriously, but to that fact that it wasn't even going to directly affect her, it made her feel responsible for said actions to do it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think we disavow bombs.
Yes, yep. And any threats.
Disavow
and listen, I get it.
And we disavow that McDonald's for not giving that guy his sauce. So don't go to that McDonald's.
But let's put it this way. I'm sure he went home and opened up his bag to get it and eat it. Listen, we all have ketchup in our fridges sometimes, most of the time, if not all the time. If not, you have ranch, you have buffalo sauce. Like, one of those should just be something to take it. Like, I've gotten no ketchup in bags before. I just take the ketchup out. Like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Like, first world problem again, it's a pain in the ass for me to take out a plate, take out ketchup, and then, you know, eat from the plate that has the ketchup in it. But it's not that much of a loss if you think about it.
I agree. Yeah.
Like,
I bet you that McDonald's doesn't ever forget to give out sauces anymore.
No.
They learned their lesson good and hard.
They literally hired somebody just to be the sauce checker.
Yeah.
Like, just
make
minimum
sure wage. That's actually not a bad idea. Like every fast food restaurant should do that.
It's called a quality service check. Like
Quality control.
That's quality control. That's every restaurant has a quality control person, and that's usually the manager or the owner. Like,
Make sure the food is cooked. Make sure they get their sauce. Make sure they get the drink.
I don't think you could go wrong with that.
I think we just solved the fast food industry.
Just makes service that much better.
That's what we do.
Well, hopefully everyone got their condiments for this commercial break. When we come back, Matt's got the sports. Let's say you start a podcast or you're running your own side hustle and have a bunch of links that you want your audience to know about. As a podcast, Matt and I have all of our social media, all of our podcast links, and other important things. Make it easier for your followers to find your important links, social media, and latest content by having it all in one page with solo.to. I'll be honest, I have used similar websites like this, but nothing compares to solo.to. All of your links are clean and easy to navigate. Have an upcoming video? It's really easy to make those changes. Plus, solo.to has opportunities to upgrade to include more customization, advanced analytics, and so much more. Solo.to is giving us a special opportunity for you to get 10% off if you create an account and upgrade. Be sure to go to solo.to/funnybusiness to create your account today. Solo.to, it's the way to go. Do you think, Matt, people are tired of hearing our Anchor ad?
Yeah, probably. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for Anchor, we would not be doing a podcast.
You're right, Matt. Once again, we have to thank Anchor for helping us continue to make each episode. Y'all know how it works. Anchor is free. It's easy to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and distributes your podcast to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And you all know that you can make money too, even with the first couple episodes that you start with.
So why haven't you started your own podcast yet? Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
So, Mike, when do you think we'll stop talking about Anchor?
Oh, man, Matt. You know what? To be completely honest, I think we'll be talking about this for a long time.
Okay, let's slide into the sports topics we have for you all today. Let's start with the NBA Finals. The Phoenix Suns, the Milwaukee Bucks. Mike, I don't have an alcoholic drink with me. However, I will chug the rest of this water bottle. Chugging with the fellas. I'm just going to chug this water bottle and you can talk for a minute.
Sure. No, Matt, I'm very happy that your Suns won. I think it was basically a miracle on ice for a dream come true. Circumstances arose when things were getting a little dicey as far as both teams' chances. I know we're going to talk opposite, but the Bucks and the Hawks, Trae Young was having a little hard time. Giannis was having a hard time himself. On the opposite side, like Kawhi had some issues. Chris Paul had some issues. You're literally, I feel like this NBA Finals is literally hanging by a thread because of all the injuries and all the instances that are occurring. It makes great basketball as far as you never know what's going to happen. But I think I remember LeBron tweeting about it and complaining about some of the injuries that are occurring. I just think that everybody is just trying to get used to getting back to a regular season, whereas I've been going every season regularly, and then 2020 was just the garbage dumpster fire of the century, and it ended up that's what it is. But I am very happy that the Suns won for you.
I am as well. I think Devin Booker in his press conference on Monday, someone was asking him you guys faced a lot of teams with injuries. He's like, I'm not here to justify what we've done. Like, injuries happen, and people can say what if Anthony Davis played? What if Jamal Murray played? What if Kawhi Leonard played? What if the Suns could still be in finals? You shouldn't be discrediting what they've done. Like, just because they stayed healthy for the most part. I mean, Chris Paul was out for a little bit, and then he had COVID. They made the finals. Look at the Lakers. If Anthony Davis and LeBron James are healthy, maybe they're in the finals, but they're not a deep team. They're literally built around LeBron and Anthony Davis. So if one of them gets injured, they're going to lose because that's what it is.
Big time.
Yes. as a Suns fan, I hope Giannis plays and he's 100%. Because I think we all deserve an NBA Finals with two healthy stars and two healthy teams.
I think it's really cool too, and I know I discussed it back a couple episodes ago. I'm just happy that it's not a Warriors matchup again. It's not a Lakers matchup. It's not a Raptors, if they're still kind of relevant based on the year cycle. These are two fresh teams that have not experienced playoffs enough that now they're getting that opportunity to do so. And I think that's just what makes great basketball. I think anybody can watch it. Even if you are a Lakers or a Clippers or a Celtics fan or a Hawks fan, like, you can watch this game because you can enjoy it because you have no preference one or the other. Unless, you're upset over at the opposite team that beat your team, but how could you be upset?
I think it's the stat where obviously the Suns have never won a title. I don't think the Bucks have won one in like 50 years. And I know neither player left on either roster has won a ring. I don't even think they've played in the finals, which is pretty cool. Because like even Chris Paul's never played. Oh no, Jay Crowder did play in the finals. So no one left remaining has won a title, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yes. Do we want to make a prediction?
I feel like you want Suns. I did see that somebody back in 2016 predicted the 2021 NBA Finals, and it was Bucks in 7. But I'm gonna say it's Suns in 6. or if we want to be this guy, Suns in 4, baby.
Well, if the Suns do win in 4, that guy needs to get a ring.
Yeah,
he has to get a ring. I was also gonna say Suns in 6. I think so. It sounds like Giannis is gonna play. Game 1 is on Tuesday, we're recording before then, so it sounds like he's going to play. This NBA Finals could take like 2.5 weeks because there's like 2 days in between games at some points, and it's just ridiculous. But whatever. Moving on, we've talked about another topic that we've talked about before on the show. The NCAA last week passed the NIL bill. For those that don't know, that is name, image, and likeness. So now college athletes are signing sponsorship deals. They're getting paid for their name, image, and likeness. And we've talked about it before, but now that it's actually happened, I figured we'd talk about it again. Mike, I don't know if you've seen, but Barstool Sports is just signing literally everyone. And I've seen like other college athletes get endorsement deals. There's 2 softball players, I believe, from Fresno State. They're twins. They're big on TikTok. They got signed. Before we go any further, did you see what LSU posted?
No.
So LSU had this planned out. When it happened, they tweeted out NILSU. And a ton of their athletes are getting signed. That's was very smart on their point. What are your thoughts?
So we talked about this on Thursday when we had our little sleepover. And I was like, I'm going to hold my thoughts because... So I am very happy that the college players are now getting that opportunity for sponsorships. I think it's really cool that there's Barstool athletes. People are getting that opportunity to get their name out there in the sense that they can get promoted. Any great athlete can already start sponsorships before they move into the majors or the professional teams. I think that is super cool. I think that gives them much more credibility as far as getting into professional teams. Not players, but organizations and teams may have to be a little bit more mindful when they're drafting or recruiting players because there's a ton of marketability and value now with these players. I think the thing that I still can't accept is the fact that because now that players can now profit off of their name, image, and likeness, coming off from a higher ed perspective, what I'm possibly seeing is the fact that if, let's just say, a college or university photographer takes a picture of a player to be put in admissions or marketing material for the college or university, the players are going to go at the university and college and be like, hey, You're using my name, you're using my likeness, you're using my image. Where's my royalties for that? And it's just going to be a much bigger headache. And people can come at me and say, well, Mike, that's not what it's for. You bet your ass that if somebody can now make profit, if we were able to make profit off the funny business, literally the word funny business, you bet we would probably be like, yeah, we're coming after you because you're using our likeness. But it's just going to be so much more trickier for colleges and universities to be able to actually promote their sports teams now that this is set in play. Again, I am totally on the side of likeness and images and all that. And I hope I said that episodes back when we first started with the discussion. But it's just going to be a much bigger headache for those that are not talking about the sports and more talking about, because I could literally go to a sports game. I could take photographs and I can post them online and I could have some college player be like, yo, dude, where's my money? You used my likeness. You're promoting the likeness of me. Where's my money? And I think that is what is driving me more nuts rather than this whole like, okay, we're giving 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-olds an opportunity to profit off of their name and likeness. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, so I visited my old athletic director from my internship in college at Penn State Wilkes-Barre. Talked to him for like an hour. We talked about this for like 20 minutes. He literally said the exact same thing you just did. What if they use a brochure, if they make a basketball brochure and they use pictures, what athlete right now at this point isn't going to say, hey, you're going to pay me for that? Like, it's easy to say, like, well, what athlete's going to do that? Every athlete's going to do that. Now that it's legal, they're going to want as much money as they can get. And I'm happy, but I'm just concerned. Like,
right.
They do deserve to get paid. It's just, I haven't seen like any rules of like what they can and can't do. They cannot, the only thing I've seen, they cannot get alcoholic sponsorships.
Makes sense.
They cannot get drug sponsorships like marijuana. Can't do that. They cannot get adult entertainment sponsorships. So any athlete thinking they're going to get sponsored by Pornhub, sorry, that's not going to happen.
Everything that sells, man, they can't get.
Right. So I hope it works out. I just don't know if it's going to. My big thing, and I've said this before, is recruiting. And that was when I talked with my old athletic director. He kind of said the same thing. Schools can just go to a donor or go to an alumni and say, hey, we need $50,000 for this stud athlete to come to our school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's going to happen. I don't know if that's legal or not. Like, they just kind of announced, like, hey, you can get endorsements, and that was it. Like, there's, like, no rules. So this is very scary. And I don't think we're going to see the full impact of this until, like, 5-10 years from now. Like, I think in the short run, it's going to be good because these athletes are going to be getting made money.
Right.
But when legal stuff starts going on, which has been going on already, it's just going to explode. Yeah.
No, I had to reflect a little bit while you're just discussing, like, yeah, you talked with your old athletic director, and like that's a division at that school itself. That's a Division III entity.
It's lower than Division III, but yes.
Okay, so it's lower than that. Right. And I thought to myself, like, okay, Division III schools are going to be the ones that are going to be the bitchiest of being like, oh, well, you're using my name and likeness. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, it's probably going to be everywhere. D1 to all the way to D7, if that even exists. Because, again, they're in this mindset now that they can make money off of their last name, off of pictures. And again, people, as college students, we were there once. We're able to talk about it. The maturity of understanding the bigger picture when it comes to colleges and universities, as far as the recruitment, as far as their marketability. If you don't allow the colleges and universities to be able to use your likeness, be able to use your imagery, be able to use you as a person, and not even that, not your name and likeness, but just being able to say, take a picture of somebody and put next to stat line of saying, oh, the basketball team's won X amount of championships in the past 5 years. Great, all awesome. And you're going to come at them and saying, well, why aren't you going to pay me? Like, that is the thing that is worrying me the most for as a college university. And it may just be to the point where smaller colleges and universities may say, you know what? We're not going to do sports anymore. Like, because it's that. I mean, it's a hot take, but it's that much of a headache where they just don't want to go through it.
Yeah, I mean we've already seen like big college athletes or college schools cut sports. Like Stanford a year or a half ago cut like 17 sports, which is crazy. I think it's gonna work both ways. I think sometimes the big schools will take big athletes from small schools, and at certain times, I think small schools will take athletes from big schools. Because if you're a small school, you can say, "Hey, yeah, they're gonna pay you more right now, but if you come to us, you're gonna be the star player on the team. You'll make more money in the long run." I think that's a viable option. I had another thought, and it was going to be really good. Go ahead.
Interject. I think I don't know if we may be on the same wavelength, but like those who aren't eligible for athletic scholarships or athletic beneficiary, like D1, some D2 schools allow student athletes to be on a sports scholarship, but the lower schools, like the latter half of D2 and some and all D3 schools, don't get any type of athletic scholarship.
Correct.
And that could be a little muddled with that scenario too.
Could. Yeah, I think that's a big issue that could happen. I thought of one benefit this could be. When we first talked about this a couple episodes ago,
right.
The reason we brought it up was because there was an Iowa basketball player, Jordan Bohannon, said he would come back to school if this law got passed. That, I think, could be a good thing. Because we see NBA specifically, we see one and dones. They 1 year of college, they go to the NBA, they don't pan out, we never hear from them again. If they get paid a little bit, they could stay an extra 2 or 3 years at college, build their name even more, build their brand, develop as a player, as an athlete, make it to the NBA. I think that's a really good thing that people maybe aren't considering right now.
No, agreed. And you also... It's almost then you're going to run into the issue that people don't want to graduate. It's like fifth year. Exactly. People don't want to graduate then. And then it's like, can I just go back and not graduate?
Look how many athletes are taking their fifth year from COVID this coming year. A ton of them. Because they like the idea. Here's the other thing that's coming that Northwestern football team tried to do a couple years ago. The unionization.
Like
of athletes
unions?
at the schools. I'm not smart enough to understand unionization at this point, but that's going to be a whole process in itself. And that's definitely coming because they already tried that a few years ago. That's probably going to happen at some point now.
Yeah, unions are interesting. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just not smart enough to understand unions.
Yeah, I'm not in a union myself, but like every time I hear a legality or an issue, there's always the union that's brought involved, and I'm like, what?
I have no idea. Moving on, Mike, to a sport we have never talked about yet on the show. Well, I don't think we have. It was 4th of July this past weekend. God bless America. What's the most American food you can think of? Hot dogs. Of course. I completely forgot that the hot dog competition was a thing. No, I was traveling back from a different state. Well, we have sound the alarm, a world record in the Major League Eating. Joey Chestnut, the GOAT
Mr.
of
Chestnut.
eating foods. He broke the world record for 76 hot dogs eaten in 10 minutes. Excuse me as I go throw up. For those that can't do that math, that is 6.7 hot dogs a minute.
Oh my God.
That's disgusting.
It's so disgusting.
You have to feel like shit after that.
Oh
now,
my.
He does get his stomach pumped afterwards.
Does he really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, they get their stomachs pumped. Oh, yeah. How do you do this?
A lot of technique, a lot of fasting. I think we were having this discussion. It didn't cross my mind until I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw, the hot dog eating contest. And just, the amount of like preparation that goes in for an eating contest. I am sure that they fast days before this competition. But then again, like, how do you fast and then you eat all these hot dogs? It is so all over the place.
They have like a science to it though. Like this guy's like a pro at eating. Like he jumps up and down to try to like get the stuff like moving, and it's gross. How long would it take you to eat 76 hot dogs?
I mean, it took me like 5 minutes. Well, it's not how long. It's just if I would be up to eat 76 hot dogs.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
If you had to eat 76 hot dogs, how long would it take you?
Like if I had no choice.
Right.
I mean, oh my God. I could probably scarf down like 2 hot dogs like per sitting, like if it was like for dinner. I feel like it would be like 3 hot dogs if I was really feeling like, they hand you it later on and be like, oh, like you want one more hot dog? And be like, absolutely, I want one more hot dog. So, God, I feel like it would take me, 3 times 12. Here we go with the maths again. 3 times 12, 30, 3 times 20. I'd say it'd take me about like 25 days in order for me to actually get close to eating that record.
25 days is long. I think I could. So if I do 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner, and maybe like 1 as a snack,
I'd be sick. I'd be completely
sick. I would be.
I was more going for the practicality. Like
I was too, but like, oh man, I can't. I think it would take me a week. I think a week. I could do it in a week. Maybe. That's like 10 hot dogs a day. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think like a month. It's absolutely disgusting. Have you ever watched them?
I mean, I've seen like the munch like.
Yeah, it's hard
disgusting.
to watch.
It is hard to watch.
It's very hard to watch. For those that don't know, Major League Eating is actually a professional like sports organization. Like this is his job. Joey Chestnut's job is to eat competitively. So let's go through some other eating world records. You may have heard of well-known eater Kobayashi.
Yes.
Mike, how about let's do this? I'll give you the food and the time. You tell me how much.
Okay, so you're going to give me the minutes, but then how many things did they eat in that time? Okay.
Correct. Kobayashi, in 30 seconds, ate how many peeps?
Peeps?
30
seconds.
30 seconds.
How many
the marshmallow peeps?
How many rows or how many peeps are in a row? 6?
I want to say 5 or 6.
5? I'm going to say 15.
25.
Oh my God.
That I would actually throw up from that. Like the sugar.
Bad.
I don't like peeps. Do you like peeps?
It's like a delicacy. Not saying I enjoy them, but like just one peep and like, yeah.
They're a little too artificial for me. I don't know. Kobayashi again ate how many grilled cheese sandwiches in a minute?
Ooh, grilled cheese, baby. I'm gonna say 7.
13.
Oh my God.
Probably didn't shit for 3 days.
Cheese, baby.
Let's see. Jamie McDonald in 9 minutes and 17.28 seconds ate how many dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts?
In 9 minutes?
9 minutes.
4 dozen.
5.
Oh.
60 donuts in 9 minutes.
Dude, 2 makes me feel great. 3, on the other hand, makes me feel sick.
Yes. Guy named Andrew ate how okay, let me switch this up. 3 saltines. Saltine crackers. How long did it take him to eat it?
That is difficult. Oh my God.
How long do you think it took him to eat 3 saltine crackers?
8 seconds.
10.22. That is insane.
That
might be the craziest one yet. Because those things.
Yeah, you ever done a saltine challenge before?
Awful. No, they're very tough.
You must be choking on them.
They're very, very tough.
Oh my God.
Oh, holy shit. This one's crazy. Christian Collins. How many Pringles did he eat in one bite?
So you're talking about the Pringles, not like how many sleeves.
He stacked them up.
So, but like, you're not saying like how many sleeves, like how many Pringles, like
Correct.
by the chip.
Individual chips. He stacked them up. One bite.
How many in one bite?
Yep.
12.
39.
Oh, what the
39
What?
Pringles.
What?
I swear, 39 Pringles in one bite. That man is Jaws. That is literally Jaws. I don't even think he has a jaw muscle.
Hang on. How many? Just to give our audience, how many Pringles are in a can? Just because
I think 100.
There's 100.
Yeah.
So he's almost eating half, if not. Yeah, he's almost eating about almost close to a half of a Pringles can.
That is disgusting.
I love Pringles. I love sour cream and onion, but I don't love them that much.
Listen, that is one of the craziest stats that's existed on this earth. Garrett Hodges won the fastest consumption of a pudding cup. How many seconds?
2.4.
Close. 3.4.
Oh, stop a second.
3.4 seconds. McDonald's would just give us a sponsorship at this point. Jonathan Clark, in 2 minutes and 16 seconds, how many chicken McNuggets did he eat?
Did he have sauce with them?
No,
I don't think probably.
In the photo, it does not look like there's any sauce. He has a glass of water.
How many minutes was it?
2 minutes, 16 seconds. How many chicken McNuggets?
I'm gonna say 50.
40.
Oh,
That's not. I don't think
not bad.
I mean, it's fast, but I think it's not crazy.
Fast food.
Let's do a few more. Austin West set the world record for fortune cookies in 1 minute. How many?
20.
Okay, so let me throw this in there. I just saw this now.
Yep.
He ate and read how many fortune cookies in a minute?
15.
7.
Oh.
I feel like that's beatable.
Oh yeah.
I think that's very beatable.
We should try it next week.
Oh, this is weird. Elias, he ate a slice of cheese. How quick did it take him?
1 second.
1.5 seconds.
Ooh.
That's crazy. Let's do a few more. Kobayashi again. How many cocktail wieners did he eat in a minute?
Sorry. Wieners.
Also known as dinner glizzies.
Dinner glizzies. In a minute. I'm gonna say like 14.
Like the small ones.
Okay, never mind. 24.
Yeah. 54. Oh, this one's crazy. Do you like Nutella?
I mean, I know what it is.
You know, it's kind of like thick, right?
Thick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 C's. Arthur, how long did it take him to eat an entire jar of Nutella?
12 seconds.
24.
Oh, damn.
Let's throw it back to glizzies. Travis swallowed how many hot dogs whole in a minute?
30.
7.
I'm just
Bonk.
sick thinking about that. I'm just sick thinking about that.
This is incredible. I'm just learning so much. Same guy, Travis. How long did it take him to eat 2 strawberry Pop-Tarts?
Oh, I just had Pop-Tarts this morning.
How long did it take you to eat them?
I casually ate them.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 10 seconds.
27.7.
Really?
Two of them. That's kind of
interesting.
Crazy.
Like two tarts.
2 tarts.
Okay.
Yep. All right, 2 more. This one, where'd it go? This one's bullshit. Travis again. How many potato chips did he eat in 1 minute?
I have to count potato chips instead of bags. 75.
27.
Oh, that's lame.
I could do that.
Lame.
And then a little switch up here. Kyle Covey Smith set the world record for slowest time to eat a banana. How long?
Slowest time?
Slowest time.
So it wasn't competitively eating fast. It was competitively eating slow.
Correct.
An hour.
20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's a little unique.
A little unique.
Just so everyone knows, under each one of those stats, it said, note, competitive eating is dangerous and should not be attempted unless you are professionally trained. So we disavow trying to eat 40 Pringles at once.
As we were trying to think we could do it next week of eating.
Right, and I can still beat that potato chip record. And that concludes the sports topics we have for you all today. It is time for another edition of Matt's Drunk Thoughts. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I had a little bit of opportunity this weekend to think of some drunk thoughts. And I have some great ones. So, Mike, let me start off with, last week, I talked about the hotel not allowing alcohol in.
Right.
This is also more just a complaint by me.
Ready?
My hotel did not have a fridge.
I think I told you that.
You did, but I didn't comprehend it. How does it not, like, what if I went to the restaurant at the hotel, got food, brought it back? What was I supposed to do?
I know, man. It's tough.
So my drunk thought was, it also didn't have its own private Wi-Fi, just had a public Wi-Fi with no password. That
Isn't
freaked
that
me
all
out.
hotels?
No, I've been to hotels that actually have their own, like...
Hotel Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Oh,
this was just a public one. Like, no password, nothing.
Right.
That freaks me out. So my drunk thought was, every hotel should have a fridge and, like, its own private Wi-Fi.
I think that's fair.
Another drunk thought, I was at the casino. I was hungry. But at Mohegan Sun Pocono, they only have, like, big fancy restaurants. I mean, they have, like, Johnny Rockets and stuff like that.
Bar Louie, man.
Yeah, I did not go to Bar Louie.
Oh, dude, the buffalo chicken flatbread.
Well, we ate at their wedding. I wasn't going to...
I don't care, Matt. You needed a quick snack, dude. That buffalo chicken flatbread is fab.
Listen to this idea.
Are you going? Did you go to Johnny Rockets? Please do not tell me you went to Johnny Rockets.
No, I did not go to Johnny Rockets. No. There's going to be 2 fast food restaurants in every casino. Like, fast food. I'm talking McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. They would make so much. You imagine how much money a Taco Bell would make at a casino?
Yeah,
that
you would
Taco
make
Bell
most of the
that would
profits.
be the richest. Exactly, it'd be the richest Taco Bell in the history of Taco Bell.
I'm just checking to see if you missed. There's a buffet in there that I did not go into. Let's see here. Yeah, Johnny Rockets is one. Okay, there really isn't a what do you call it? Like a fast food,
like traditional fast food. I think casinos would make a ton of money on it.
I mean, there's Johnny Rockets, but again,
that's more of a sit-down restaurant,
right? I mean, you wouldn't go to a rustic kitchen, like if you wanted just a quick bite to eat.
Exactly, or like Ruth's Steakhouse.
Yeah, Ruth's Chris.
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Yeah, I think that's just a genius idea.
Yeah.
I also got made fun of because I went to the vending machine in a hotel floor that I was on.
Okay.
I got a bag of Doritos the first time, and then I was like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm going back for more. I got a bag of pistachios, and everyone was making fun of me.
Dude, you're the happy one because you're actually eating.
Well, people are making fun of me because they said pistachio is not really a drunk food, which I totally disagree with.
Anything's a drunk food if you want it.
Exactly. Like, pistachios are great.
You need new friends.
I don't know about that.
I was gonna wait to see what your thought was.
I have 2 more.
Oh, I'm ready.
Kings, like the card game. Kings.
So like the drinking game Kings.
Yes.
Like waterfall, 2 you, 3 me, 4 floor, 5 high, 6 chicks.
5 guys, 6
5
chicks.
guys, 6 chicks, 7 heaven. 8.
What did we do for 8? 8, I think we did... I don't remember. 8 date.
8 date.
9
line. That's like line. Like you go around and you say like
9 rhyme.
9 rhyme. Yes, you go around and saying like, oh, like favorite food. And it's like pear.
Drink, because I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, right. And that's the game, folks.
Now we're just gonna go through the whole game. 10 was categories.
Right.
Jack was something. We also,
Yeah.
so let's forget about the rest. We didn't do waterfall.
Okay.
We changed waterfall to something else. I think it was you got to make a rule or something like that.
Yeah, one of them's a rule in there, I
Yeah,
think.
something like that. Anyway, Kings, very underrated card game. It was super fun. Like super fun. Like people like do like crazy card games or like stuff like that. Kings is one that like everybody can do.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Or Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck is also a good one.
Uh-huh.
My last drug thoughts, it just blew through this, but this one I think is a genius idea. We should, and this is where your expertise comes into play.
I'm ready.
And I will learn. We should be professional wedding photographers. They make bank. I think it's a great idea. I think
it's fabulous. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Your thoughts.
I heard of a wedding, and it's not the one I went to.
Right.
And I heard they made $10,000 through a wedding.
They were willing to pay. So okay. So here's my expertise. Here's the issue that comes into it. You have people that respect the drip Karen, and actually invest in their photography because they know it's their special day and they know they want it the best it can be. You then have other parties or couples, I should say, that want to find cheap. Like they want to be able to save on some things. And I think any wedding you see it. I mean, I'm not going to call you out and being like, what did you see there that was cheap? But you find some things that you can go on the cheaper side of things and you can afford other things like the food or the videography or the wedding or the DJ, or the venue, whatever it may have you. So then you have those people in the back of their heads being like, well, I want $500 for this wedding. You do realize that as a photographer, and I'd love to I really shouldn't speak for it because I've never photographed a wedding before. I've only videographed one wedding. I have told people I will never do weddings because I just cannot stand the stress and the bridezillas and the mom bridezillas and I basically just called out the people that I had the wedding with. But that's okay. They won't listen to this freaking podcast anyway. But I know with Margot, on the other hand, which is Jenna's sister, Margot does photography professionally. She's fabulous. Margot Reed Photo, for dropping a plug. Please go and follow her. She's amazing.
That sponsor's going to cost $20, by the
way. But you do realize that you are bringing somebody on that is not direct, unless you never work with family, but you are bringing somebody on that is taking their time out of their weekend to spend a full day with you. From the very start, up and early in the morning, you getting ready for the day, you at the performance or the ceremony, and then after that, and then the whole night. And then you also have them editing the photos afterwards. I think it's a great idea, Matt. I think we would be better off videoing the wedding. I'd love to. I mean, or just funny business entertainment, like just having both photo and video. But it gets intense, and I think what you didn't see, Matt, is the sheer fact of working with the couple and then possibly working with other people that are involved in the party, like the mother or the father or the aunt or the sister, whoever it may be, that is bringing on much more pressure to you as the photographer than it is overall the wedding. That's just my 2 cents.
The photographer that we had, like, everybody loved him. Like, he was roasting people. He was just doing it all. Like, every single person loved him. And we were all like, at the end of the night, we're like, do you have business cards? Like, we want to give you, like, we know this person getting married. We know this person. If you're the right type of photographer, I feel like you can do any wedding. And then by building your big name, that's how you get more clients. That's how you get more money, more moolah.
So you think he or she was more personable because they were roasting you? Was it during they were taking photographs or just in between
the whole sessions? The whole night. Like as he's taking photos.
Okay.
Yeah. He was also very good at what he did. Like he was just very good.
I'll just say, if you have the skill to prove, like, basically walk the walk, talk the talk. Like if you're able to walk the walk instead of talk the talk, like, yeah, by all means, if you can balance both being a personality and a photographer, like, great. I just know so many people don't like the conversations that happen during a wedding because they're trying to do their job efficiently. And who knows, if you have somebody who is more personality wise, I mean, I could just say I'm a very personable person. I have a great personality. Am I going to miss that important moment that should have been photographed? Am I going to miss that important clip that should have been included in the reel during the wedding?
This is where my genius part comes in. If we both do it, we got one day we're serious, one day you're serious and I'm joking, one day I'm serious, you're joking.
Let me tell you, I shared with you beforehand, but I will share this on the podcast because I think this is hilarious AF. I was videotaping our new science building that was on our college campus, and I had an intern with me. And granted, the intern wasn't doing a lot of videotaping, but he was doing a lot of the talking, which kept the two people that we were working with and letting us access into some particular places in the building that are locked to others, to be able to film and be able to entertain them. We went to the cadaver lab, was talking, chit-chatting. The intern all of a sudden opens up the two pans that open up. Oh, there's a dead body. For you to know, that's the cadaver lab. Closes it. I start cracking up. He's like, why is it there? And it's like, it's the cadaver lab. What else are you supposed to do? He's like, that's the dead body. He's like, well, where else are you supposed to put the dead bodies? It was great.
I think we could do it.
I believe that we can, Matt. But
Prestige worldwide, move over.
Prestige worldwide.
Funny Business Entertainment is here. It was also kind of weird being on a dance floor. They also had a videographer.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden be dancing, and all of a sudden you just get this bright flashing light, and it's like, oh hey, there's the videographer. That was kind of awkward.
Videography is much more in your face type of deal.
I did get the drop it low in front of him, I think.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine you make that wedding reel?
I lost the game of What Are the Odds? That's why I had
Yeah, well, again, you're
I was 0 for 3
baby.
on the weekend with What Are the Odds.
3 then.
This weekend alone.
So then you're 0 for 4 overall in the podcast.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Matt, what are the odds that you will end the podcast instead of me?
1 in 75.
Okay. Ready? I'll do the countdown.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 63.
41.
Okay.
My heart is bumping out of my chest right there. That is all I have for Matt's Drunk Thoughts.
Well, that's great, Matt. I'm glad that you experienced and you were able to bring content to this Funny Business podcast. If you would like more content, or if you'd like to see some of our favorite highlights during previous podcasts, make sure you follow us on our social media. You can find all of our podcasting stuff at solo.to/funnybusiness. I have a very major announcement to make at the end of this podcast. Matt, I have officially finished season 2 of Too Hot to Handle. So what Matt will have to do is he'll have to binge watch, and he'll literally have to tell me, Mike, I'm ready. And then that will be a topic for a review of Too Hot to Handle season 2. Matt, it's spicy, it's dicey, and oh my gosh, it's a great time.
I also have breaking news. I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Yes.
It's wild. It's absolutely insane so far. Very excited for the next 8.
We're just very naughty little possums. Matt, what's your quote of the day or your advice of the week?
I don't think I've said this yet, but get some sleep.
You have not said that.
Sleep is very important. I didn't get a lot of sleep this past weekend. I'm exhausted. So Mike and I are just kind of going to have chill nights, and I'm going to go to bed early. And I'm going to get some sleep because that's important.
That's very important, man.
Coffee does solve a lot of problems, but it can't solve all your sleep problems.
It does. You're right about that, Matt. Yeah, sleep is great. Yeah, go to bed early.
Yeah. Melatonin. Phenomenal.
Yeah. Or a bunch of turkey.
That works too.
Or just eat a lot before you go to bed. I have a very so Matt was shall you say he was you were over on Thursday and we ordered 2 very large pizza pies.
Yep.
I have a lot of pizza to eat this week. So.
Yeah. Forgot to take some. It was good though.
Dude, I'm so happy that Matt, we're like the yin and the yang. Like I'm buffalo chicken pizza, you're bacon chicken ranch, and oh my goodness,
It was a good combination.
Fabulous. That was a very good combination.
Great
and the
combination.
IPAs that went along, the IPAs.
That also helped.
So it was great. Matt was fabulous as always. Matt's probably the number one person who loves the futon in that house. So
Yeah, you really do.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, get some sleep. Listen to the podcast before you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.